welcome back to It's Pod O'Clock. Match week 9, episode 9, actually, I think. We've caught up because last week's episode was a double header. Match week 7, match week 8. Much better weeks in terms of Chelsea, that's for sure. Before we begin, please do, as always, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content, whether that's live watch-alongs, live reviews, podcasts, and everything in between now and the end of the season. If you're watching or listening, rather, on Spotify, then please do give the podcast a 5-star rating. Leave a comment, maybe even. I don't know. It's up to you. All I know is it's another week down the Swanee. It's another week that, quite frankly, I would rather not be talking about. As I'm watching, or as I'm recording this, rather, I'm watching Sky Sports Multiview. And at the moment, they're making me watch the Arsenal Palace game in its entirety. Well, now they've swapped over. I suppose it's whenever something big happens, they like swap between the 4 games. It's Bournemouth Forest, Villa Man City, Arsenal Palace, and Wolves versus Burnley. And so far, it's a little bit all over the place. I wish they'd kind of just put them all in equal quadrants. I feel like that's not too much to ask for, you know, but I'm giving this a go for the first time. As those of you that listen regularly will probably know by now, I record this during the 4:30 kickoff. Today's game is Everton versus Tottenham, of which I have absolutely no interest in watching. And I thought 4 games are going to be much better than that game in particular. But as always, we do have a lot to get through. One topic in particular, we also have the Champions League to discuss. We've got Carabao Cup coming up soon against Wolves, of which, again, they're playing against Burnley at home at the Molineux. We will be playing them at the Molineux on Wednesday, so it'll be interesting to see what they look like. At the moment, we know for a fact that they are absolutely not very good. Not very good at all. In fact, that they are quite possibly one of the front runners for being the worst Premier League sides of the modern era. Or at least, I say Premier League and modern era. Premier League is still technically... Is it not really? I don't know. It's 33 years old now. Was it not 92? It's been a while. It's been a while indeed. I mean, I'm 30 now. Not to harp on it. my birthday again brings it up. But no, being 30 years old, you'd think I wouldn't want to remind everyone, but I must say, first couple of weeks being 30, I went out on the boozer the other night, and that was on Thursday night. It's now Sunday, and whilst the clocks have changed, I actually get another hour's sleep. So does everyone else. It's not just me that's getting an extra hour's sleep, but regardless, I've got an extra hour's sleep, and I still feel just a little bit hungover, just a little bit. But I did go a little bit mental. I did go a little bit, you know, aggressively into it. Great chance for Manchester City. But yeah, we've got Champions League to talk about. We've got, obviously, Carabao Cup coming up. We've got the Premier League, which I would rather not talk about. But we'll get into the rest of everything in terms of the other sides, not Chelsea, but everyone else, towards the back end. So if that's what you're wanting to listen to in any way, shape or form, then by all means, feel free to skip forward. But for first things first, as always, I've got to get the blanket out of my ass and get myself a little bit more comfortable, as I really do. I've done one episode of these on the at the desk, my usual setup. I mean, all it is really is the seat is my desk chair's here. It's just to the side, you know, and all I've done is put the camera in front of the desk, and I can now sit on my sofa, which is just so much more comfortable, and I can obviously watch the game at the same time. I don't really look at the camera too much, and even when I look somewhere near the camera. It's always to myself so that I can see what I'm looking at, which is me. Anyway, I've been rambling, but it is time, unfortunately, to quickly discuss FPL. And I'll be honest with you, I've kind of fallen off the wagon. And not for any other reason other than I've just kind of forgotten. The international breaks have gotten to me. And, you know, we're only 9 games in. And I know you could translate that to also the Premier League as a whole. And say, well, it's only match week 9. We're going into match week 10. And it's not over yet. But FPL and the Premier League are not the same. They're just not the same. However, I would argue I'm pretty much dead in the water. I don't know, actually. I'll tell you what. I might be the highest I've ever been. I may be the highest I've ever been. I'm looking at some of the points of everyone else in the in the league, and some people have not done very well. Someone's got 1 point, and they're in 7th place at the moment. Hakuna Mateta with 1 point this week. 8 points now. I'm looking at it. That's not very good. I've got 27 points, which is pretty good considering the average is about 14 points at this point in the week. I will say, I don't know how he's got 8 points. Let me just check. Pedro Neto. I suppose he got. Did that count as an assist? I don't know about that one. Oh, it's got all the way through. Wolves nearly going 1-0 up. It's an assist for Pedro Neto seems a little bit complimentary, you know, a little bit. Let's be honest, Garnacho did all the work for that goal. It was a good ball, don't get me wrong, from Pedro Neto, but I feel like it was one of those, it was a bit more of a solo goal than anything. I do still have Alisson in goal, which he's out at the moment and has been for quite a few weeks, and I've just forgotten to take him out. Gabriel as well, I don't think played. Matoma didn't play. Timber, I don't think played. Oh no, he's playing right now, actually. Is Gabriel in the squad? Surely not. I don't really keep tabs on Arsenal, to be honest with you. He is in the squad. He's got a little a warning sign next to him, but he is playing, so I should get 2 points there because Timber's also playing. Virgil van Dijk got me 3 points, even though he had a bit of a nightmare with the penalty that he gave away. So unsure how he's got me 3 points there. Mohamed Salah, my captain, with 12 points. Semenyo with a point. He's playing right now against Forest. He's been getting me good points, it's got to be said. Pedro Neto with 8. Rogers with 1. He's obviously playing right now. Matoma with 0. Did I say Brighton are playing? No, they played yesterday against United, didn't they? So much to go through in terms of this week, it's got to be said. But yeah, Mateta with 0. They're obviously playing right now against Arsenal. And Joao Pedro, my vice-captain, with 2 points, taking me to 27 points. And I think overall, I've got... How many points do I have overall? 453. So I'm under 100. I'm about 94 points behind top place. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, shall we? First, actually, no. I'll start with the Ajax game. Really good, really good. I thought that the red card obviously helped us a great deal, obviously, massive deal. And I think I myself as well was sort of reminded of the fact that we did get a red card given in our favour, I guess, for the Ajax game, which when looking at the game against Sunderland, you think, well, how can we beat Ajax 5-1, but then lose to Sunderland? And obviously the red card does play a big factor. They weren't playing with 10 men. But anyway, on Ajax, I feel like it was good to see Jamie Gittins get his flowers. Got man of the match in that game, and I feel as though people need to sort of relax, calm down in regards to Jamie Gittins. I feel like so many people have jumped on his back and are giving him grief for absolutely nothing more than wanting to be right, I guess. And I suppose you could say the same thing about Garnacho. I myself have been very critical on Garnacho. And again, I get that. I feel like that's something I'll get into in a second, because that's more to do with the Sunderland game. But finishing up on Ajax, or carrying on with Ajax, it's put us in a good position in Champions League. And whilst everything else seems to be very up in the air, the first game with being a loss against Bayern Munich, I've said a couple of times now, it feels as though that was almost a guarantee. And even then, I feel like we absolutely could have gotten a draw in that game. I think, was it 3-1, I think, in the end? When you look back at those goals, they were so avoidable, those goals. All three of them. And our goal was fantastic, that Cole Palmer goal. It seems so long ago as well, does it not? You know, you think of who's missing right now, and, you know, we are without a few key players, less than we were, of course, at the moment. At the moment, it is pretty much just Cole Palmer, Liam Delap. Can't really think of anyone else. Obviously, defenders, Colwill being a main one, but he's out for the entire season. So it's hard to really consider him a part of the squad this season, because he is just not going to be available to do anything at all. But I think one of the main things that stood out to me and to everyone else, because it was clear as day, is that things that have been said about Chelsea are goal for Burnley, 1-0. Wolves down a goal already. I'll tell you what, if Burnley can win against Wolves, man, I'm telling you now, if we lose to Wolves, oh, what a goal. What a goal. Fleming with the goal. It's come down. I mean, I'm saying this way a long time ago, but you've probably seen the goal. It's phenomenal. It's so cool. Calm, collected. I've not seen a goal like that in the Premier League for some time. That is such a championship goal, and I mean that with all the respect in the world, because those are the only goals you see. You don't see goals like that in the Premier League. And I say that in a sense of, it's a shame. I wish we did see more goals like that. That was Route 1, Burnley ball, that was. Ball over the top, first time inside of the boot volley, and just places it past the keeper from outside the box. It's fantastic. And you'd argue both of these teams are championship level anyway. But anyway, I digress. Last thing I'll say, obviously, is that what I was going to say before the goal went in is people like Jamie Carragher and whatnot, and they'll be laughing because of the Sunderland game, no doubt. But the whole younger player, there's nothing interesting, there's nothing exciting about this project and everything. And then for us to not only have Mark Guiu break the record for the youngest Champions League goal scorer for Chelsea, for then Esteval to beat that as well 30 minutes later or whatever it was, but then also have Tyreek George get on the score sheet to have 3 teenage goal scorers in the same Champions League game for the first time in Champions League history. Not just Chelsea, but Champions League history. Ajax or not, 10 men or not, it's impressive. It is impressive. Which is why you fast forward a couple of days, and those that kind of did well, those that performed well, i.e. Esteval, i.e. Jamie Gittins, one would assume that you would kind of want to build on that momentum, build on that confidence. Being young players, sure, I guess you kind of want to keep them somewhat fit for the midweek game on Wednesday. And there's a lot of fixtures at the moment. You don't want to run people into the ground and everything. But I don't know. Because you look at it, and I suppose Neto and Garnacho did link up for the goal. And then I'm saying Esteval and Jamie Gittins should have started over them. Maybe even just one of them. But the fact of the matter is, neither of them really played very well. I thought Neto played dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And I'm a Neto fan. I'm someone who believes that Neto is a very underrated, underappreciated player. And I just feel like he doesn't really get the respect that he deserves. But you look at, I need to get both lineups up, really. Who else did we start? Fofana, I wouldn't have started Fofana in this game anyway, because he wasn't able to finish the game. Even though he did finish the game, but he was knackered. I wouldn't have started Buonanotte. It practically is just the wingers that I would have probably done differently. Mark Guiu, I know people are going to complain about his lack of involvement, and boy, was there a lack of involvement, but there just wasn't the supply. There really wasn't any supply whatsoever. He got one shot on target, you know? There just isn't that supply for someone like Mark Guiu or Liam Delap. I feel like even if Delap was playing, I feel like there wasn't any way that he would have probably been able to get in the game at all as well. You look at Joao Pedro. I thought Joao Pedro was awful. Awful. And I know he was offside for that incident, but he had a chance through on goal because of Caicedo's closing down and playing him through. But instead of going for goal, which, first of all, he is more than capable, more than able to put a goal, put a ball in the back of the net, as we've seen. He's very capable indeed. What's happened to his confidence? Oh my God, what a goal. Matty Cash has probably given Arsenal the league. What is going on? I don't want City to win inherently. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not someone who's trying to build the pressure on Man City either. But or not on Man City, on Arsenal. I genuinely think last season, I think at the start, people would have argued that, it was Arsenal's for the taking. And then Liverpool showed up. This season, Liverpool are a bag of shit. Man City are just kind of mediocre again still. Silently doing their business, but then they come up against the fucking Unai Emery and his gang. And I know it's only 20 minutes played, but man, what a goal. Man City could easily turn this around. I'm just saying, this has Arsenal winning the league written all over it this season. But then again, Palace could fucking do something. Do you know what I mean? Palace could pull something out in this game. But yeah. Joao Pedro, back to him. He had a chance, and instead of shooting, which he should have done, I don't know what happened to his confidence, because he's passed it. He's crossed it across goal. Maybe to be a bit selfless, maybe to be a bit of a team player. But in that instance, when you're practically 6 yards away from the goal line, you just got to oof it. You just got to hit and hope it goes in the back of the net. I know in hindsight, people will look and think, well, yeah, but then if the pass is on, if you're going to make that pass, make it correctly. You know, at least make the pass, complete the pass. Do you know what I'm saying? But the pass itself was awful. Erling Haaland with a great chance there. Good save by Emi Martinez. The goal itself from Garnacho was really well taken. Really, really well taken. And I think in that moment, I think I think people that were watching the watch along probably thought it as well. I mean, I'm never dead set on Chelsea winning. When we go 1-0 up, if anything, I get a little bit more concerned, a little shaky. Do you know what I mean? Don't get nervous, but you know what I mean. It's one of those ones where. I hate going 1-0 up. You need that second goal. You need that cushion. Because Chelsea are just a team who love to throw shit away. We love to throw wins away or leads away. But the goal, really great pass. Again, don't know if that's an assist. It kind of is, I suppose. But Garnacho's taken like 4 extra touches after that. You know, first touch, he's cut inside, done a step over, then gone to the byline, and then low-driven shot. Brilliant goal, really good goal. And I kept comparing it to that of, I can only assume it's his idol because he tries to play like him. He's absolutely nowhere near as good. He's got the ego of Ronaldo, which I know a lot of people have said this before. But he's got the ego of Ronaldo and absolutely no quality to match it. And I think I saw a lot of people being sort of using him as a scapegoat in some ways, even though I don't think it was necessarily him really doing anything that caused anything negative. Palace with a chance. Cleared away. I just don't. There's something. There is just that Garnachoism about him that I'm just not a fan of. I'm not really keen. But a great goal nevertheless, and it was all right after a pre-match talk from myself slagging Garnacho off royally and insinuating what a lot of people have been saying and saying like he doesn't really know. He's not going to do anything. He's just what does he even do? You know, he's not good at anything in like specifically. And I've seen other people say like he's living off of that bicycle kick 2 seasons ago, whenever it was. And then he went and scored. So fuck me, right? But you know, it would have made me blush a bit more if we'd actually gone on to win, which we did not. The first goal was just so very frustrating, as is every goal that Chelsea concedes. Let's be clear that I just think that we are so self-destructive in so many ways. And this long throw-in malarkey in the league this season, it's just so tedious. And I know, and I'm admitting it's because Chelsea they've come a cropper to it twice now this season, I think. it just seems as though there's no sign that we can defend. You know? It's happened again. It's happened again. As I'm saying that, Tavernier for Bournemouth has just scored a throw-in. Unless it was a corner, Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Tavernier has just scored from a corner. It's from a corner. And it's just gone all the way in. He's just looped it. It hasn't even hit the post. It's just gone in. What an absolutely bizarre goal. There's 3 Forest players on the line as well. What? This is what I'm saying, though. Set pieces this season. It shouldn't have even been a corner in the first place. Shouldn't have been a corner in the first place. It's just a strange seat. Like, everyone's trying to be so unique, and it is working, to be fair. So I suppose it is kind of making things exciting, but I think they're checking VAR. Possibly. I don't know. Are they given the goal? Even Tavernier's even looked there, just sort of like, whoops, whoopsie. I don't know. State of affairs, the officiating's never not a joke, is it? But yeah, the goal that we conceded just so frustrating as well, because they really didn't look good. Sunderland did not look good at all, you know. And there isn't anything you can do about it. It's just one of those goals where it goes in and you're like, well, you could do something about it, and that's actually practice those set pieces. But it just seems as though we don't practice defending. Week in, week out, there's some bullshit. There's some nonsense that Chelsea produce defensively, or don't produce defensively, should I say. And then we capitulate the entire game, the entire second half, and don't even get me started. And I mean, I've already said about defending. I want to say, in the build-up to the goal, I need to look it up, right? I need clarification. I need justification. I need any other cations. I need a vacation is what I need. Joshua Achimpong taken off in the 74th minute. And I've not seen anything other than maybe a knock. He got a knock, or, 2-0 to Burnley. But and that makes it even worse. I can't even find anything to confirm nor deny that Achimpong wasn't just like a tactical substitution of some sort, which has just not paid off. And I think anyone ahead of time, before he made that substitution, if you'd said, like, what would you make of Achimpong coming off for Tosin? I think everyone would have told you to fuck off and think of something else. Why would you take our best defender off in that game? such a crucial defender. He's played so well over the last few games. I don't know why you would self-sabotage in that manner to almost just encourage Sunderland to think, oh, they've just brought a new defender on. So they're defensively, they're going to be a little bit shot, you know? Let's try something. And then the hope and hope, up it goes. And it just seems to go on way too long. Just way too long. You know? And it's Tosin, and Chalobah is just kind of just standing around with his dick in his hand and not doing anything. And I've seen people ask, like, what do you want him to do? Maybe scan? Maybe don't stand there looking at what Tosin's doing or not doing, and maybe scan for incoming players. You know? There was no threat other than the one position that the goal scorer came in and approached from, you know? I love Trevor Chalobah. I really do. But it was just so poor. And that, along with the, you know, the sending off and everything recently, are just... For me, it has really ruined the Premier League for us. Because how can you trust? How can you believe? How can you have any sort of confidence going into the remainder of this season, of which there are plenty of games, of course. 29 games to go, specifically. 29 games. That's a long time. But you look at Arsenal, who are now... We could have been 2 points behind them before they played today. But after the game, we could have been 2 points behind them. And now we're 6 points behind them. If they get a draw here today, we're 6 points behind them. Which I feel like a lot of people will be like, well, it's not too bad, you know? It's not too bad. And then I think I worked it out yesterday. We're 3 points behind last season. We're 3 points behind where we were last season. And I think by this point, we'd already sort of descended. And we were in the decline that we were in, because we were in that title race, allegedly, with Liverpool, up around until this point, sort of November time. And then it all just, you know, the wheels fell off and everything. But you look at the goals that we've conceded. You look at the amount of goals that we've conceded. 11 goals conceded. We've won 4 games. Wow. One of them against Liverpool. Wow. Should we go through these fixtures very quickly? Drew against Crystal Palace on the opening game. I will concede that that's not a terrible result. You know, not an awful result, because Palace are all right this season. They're pretty good. Then beating West Ham 5-1, you thought, ooh, this could be really good. This could be really, really good. 2-0 against Fulham. Oh, you know, this start isn't terrible. We've dropped 2 points unnecessarily, but also could be defended. Brentford 2-2. That game. So avoidable, you know. We were convinced that we'd won it late in the 85th with Caicedo's goal, but no. No. And then it just goes downhill. So that draw, I would say, was the beginning of the somewhat of a decline. And I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely fucking sick and tired of this bullshit that I'm being told as well with these red cards, right? Oh, it's been 7 months. I know this is before the Sunderland game, but it's 7 months and we've only lost one game without someone being sent off. And I think, it just sounds so distorted because of the fucking summer window. And I know we had, the Club World Cup and everything, but come on, man. You're splitting hair. You're just clutching at straws, for fuck's sake. Bayern Munich, inevitable. Man United, come on. Brighton. Brentford should have won. Man United should have won. Brighton should not have lost 3-1. But we do. Every time. The 92nd minute equalise 2-1, and then the 100th minute goal for Welbeck as well is just. And then somehow we beat Liverpool. I know it's not even somehow. It's not even that impressive anymore. It's not even impressive. I'd argue it's less impressive because we probably should have scored more goals. We should have won by a bigger distance, in the fact that Liverpool are fucking shit. Arne Slot has been found out. Liverpool have been found out. Arne Slot has inherited a good side from Klopp, and now some of those players have gone. He's recruited, and they're fucking shit. They're terrible. They've just lost 3-2 against Brentford. And people were getting excited, and by people I mean Liverpool. Liverpool were getting excited at the prospects because they'd beaten Frankfurt 5-1. Wow. You know? Where are they? Frankfurt, who were 6th in the league in the Bundesliga. Wow. 3-2 against Brentford, who we drew 2-2 against, by the way. It's not an impressive win now, in hindsight. It's a big win at the time. You know? I remember it was my birthday. It was the eve of my birthday, or the evening before my birthday, rather. And it was a great moment. It was a fantastic moment. The late goal, everything. But now you look at it and you just think, like, people are getting wins against Liverpool for fucking fun at this point. It's not impressive at all. Beating Forest, cool. 5-1 against Ajax. And then you think, and I've seen this as well. Oh, it's a great goal. Eze with the goal. Eze scores an absolute battering goal, and he's celebrating against Palace, which is just... The guy knows no shame in trying to look cool, in trying to look this whole nonchalant fucking malarkey that he likes to do. It's a fucking brilliant goal. It's like a karate kick. It's like he's roundhouse kicked the ball. It's a fantastic finish. It really is. Really unorthodox finish, but a great goal. I've seen people saying, like, oh, 4 wins on the bounce, and then we lose 1 game, and people are Maresca out. And I just think, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. It's not just 1 game. It is not just 1 game. Fuck off with that. It is not 1 game. The loss against Man United, the loss against Brighton, the loss against Sunderland now, the dropping of points against Brentford. It all points to one thing, and that is something's not right. And the quality of something isn't good enough. And I am someone who in the past. I lump it on the manager too quickly. I admit that. I'm very reactionary. But I feel like with this and with Maresca, I've tried. I really have. And I will continue to. I really will. As much as I possibly can. But Maresca, to me, it's not even personal with him at this point. And rest assured, I just don't like the guy. I will say that. So from a personal perspective, I just don't like Maresca. There is just something about him managerially I just don't like. It's the style of play. It's the attitude and everything. I'm just not a fan of his style. And I can see why some people would like it because, you know, the goal against Liverpool, he's running down the touchline. He's proper Chelsea. I don't fucking believe it. I think at the beginning of the tenure that he had, you know, he was going at the fans and he was saying things against the fans, and it was the fans' fault for not believing in the team and supporting the team and all this in and amongst a barrage of shite. Yeah. And now suddenly, Mr. fucking Enzo Maresca is all of a sudden Mr. Chelsea, and he celebrates like Mourinho. He's cool, calm, and collected like Mourinho, and people are starting to buy into it. People are starting to believe that this isn't just an act that Maresca is fucking putting on to try and appease to the certain fans that want him still at the club. Because they makes them feel nostalgic. It makes them feel like someone that is proper Chelsea. He's not been like this the whole time. He has not been like this the whole time. And anyone can just fucking run down the touchline and be celebrating with the... I'd almost be concerned if he didn't. If he was just sort of like, yeah, come on, what a win. Anyone can celebrate like that. But then a couple of games later, lose to Sunderland. And again, I don't give a bollocks. I don't give a bollocks if Sunderland have had a good start to the season. They are a championship level squad. They are nothing more. They are not a good squad. They might have started well. But you look at our squad and you look at their squad, and no offense to them. And I know that Sunderland fans will be fucking annoyed at hearing someone say this and go, just because you lost. Typical fucking Chelsea fan, can't take it. Shut up. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. The fact of the matter is, we very, very evidently have a good set of players. The only thing that needs work, which we do have good defenders, but they're all fucking injured, which is nothing new. Injuries at Chelsea. I would argue it's just goalkeeper and defence, and it seems as though Maresca doesn't know how to manage defending at all. It's very clear to me that he does not know how to manage defending because of the goals that we do concede are all completely and utterly defensive ineptitude. They don't have a fucking Scooby what they're doing. They're running around like they've got fucking bags on their heads, and they don't know where they're going. I'm gonna keep. I want to say that I had ideas for how long I'd be willing to go. Because I really wanted to make an effort to not just go Maresca out as soon as it gets bad. Oh, fuck off. My God. Fucking Alex, man. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. And that sums up the week as well. Oh, what an annoying cunt. Jesus Christ. God forbid I've got any shit going on myself. Fuck it, Maresca out. I think I'll leave it here. I think I said that I would wait until the Christmas period, right? I look at the fixtures we got, and this is pure and simple for me, right? Coming into these games that we're currently in, I looked at it and I said, Sunderland is a must-win. Wolves in the Carabao Cup is a must-win. Tottenham is a must-not-lose. Qarabağ is a must-win. Wolves in the Premier League is a must-win. All in the build-up to the next international period. We've lost the first game. We've lost arguably one of the easier games. And again, I'm not disrespecting Sunderland there, but I am just saying, on paper, we should have done better. We didn't. Congratulations to Sunderland. If we lose to Wolves on Wednesday, it's not a good look. I don't think we will. I do think we will win because I think Wolves, are just so bad. But then you never know with Chelsea, do you? You never know. Tottenham, if we lose to Tottenham, that's one thing. But if we lose to Tottenham and it's quite bad, I can honestly see people starting to really fucking lose their rag. I think Qarabağ and Wolves and Burnley come at a really good time for him. But if he does fuck that up, if we do lose or draw games, it's really bad because we've got Barcelona when we come back and Arsenal and then, a couple of half decent games that we can try and build up some momentum. But Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm still going to give it until December unless it starts to go fucking completely wayward. We'll see how it goes. With that said, I've got some work to do because Alex is so fucking impatient. Thank you for watching. I was really enjoying this until then, which is, again, typical of working with Alex Goldberg. You're having a good time and then... Fucking get back to work! Come on! Fuck off. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you're listening to me on Spotify, give me a 5-star and give me a comment as well if you fancy. With that said, 2-2, right on the halftime break. Wolves, they've got another one. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Harry Upchills. Fucking peace.